Cool. Music.
Oh, yeah, it's music, yeah.
Yep, music.
On Facebook Messenger.
Cool.
I got that, but I want to go with something other than a camouflage robe next to the body.
Yeah, I put us live, guys. We're on live mics now, so watch what you say.
Okay.
I can't because I can't see my mouse.
Smartass.
That way we can get people coming in and stuff, so.
Yeah, we're like on time for a change. Yay!
Yay!
That's a
AI is
record.
writing. AI, nice to see you.
Pretty sure that's loud. I had a feeling I should close that window. I'll be doing that. I was like, but the breeze is so nice. There we go. Oh, we have an RPG newbie in the chat. Aya has never done RPGs, so this is going to be a wild ride. She's here to check it out. That's awesome.
Cool. I'm new to it too.
Well, sort of like drama of the mind.
Yep, like listening to someone tell a story. And only, of course, the mechanics will make no sense if you don't play the game, but that's all right. The results will, and Aaron's very good at describing what happens. So
It's like reading a book or hearing a story, and each of the characters have their own voice.
yeah. And it's all improv, right? Every character is reacting to the situation as the player reacts.
I find it's like choose your own adventure books.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit like that.
Loved those as a kid.
Just now said we're live?
Oh no, we've been live for a few minutes.
Yeah, stream elements just said.
Oh yeah, they're slow. Bots are slow. You know, that was perfect timing. We might as well just shut down the music and get started because it's 6 o'clock, right? What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, good evening and welcome to Toy Soldiers Old
Okay,
School,
shut down the music.
our Pathfinder First Edition campaign in our Toy Soldier Saga universe. I'm Diane Morrison. I'm the creator of the Toy Soldier Saga, and I play Celine Wintermist, who is a young elven priestess who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy to see the universe and maybe help some people out. My pronouns are she and her.
Rowan.
Oh, and they. I answer to they, too. Sorry.
Hi, my name's Rowan. Hi, my name's Rowan. I play Vondin Starsong, who is a Elfar star elf, who is a druid. And, she's out to see the universe in the Navy and play with starseed ships and meet new people and creatures and, just enjoy what the universe has to offer. And occasionally, she helps her party out with a bit of wisdom and occasionally stabbing people in the groin. My pronouns are she and her.
Okay, Brianna.
Hi, I'm Brianna. I play Madrimlian, who happens to be a altruistic elf who is hoping to eventually start his own intelligence group within the Navy. And he acts commercially, but he's rather not. And my pronouns are she, her.
Okay, Blake.
I am Blake, and I'll be playing the part of Crowley, who is a cat on an adventure. Cat-like race, Peanock, walk on two legs or four, they prefer two. I tend to be a bit of a smart ass, but my race is a race of wisdom keepers.
And your pronouns are?
My pronouns are he, him.
Excellent.
Okay, Dawn.
I am Dawn. I play Yasma's Wind. I was an orphan elf. I ran into Crowley, and he was best friend. Her.
You cut out after best friend.
Her pronouns are she, her.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Gareth.
Hi, I'm Gareth, or Garth Vader. I play the character Lyric, who is a gnome who had an unfortunate accident early on in life.
Yes, so now he's an auto
My
gnome.
pronouns are he, him.
Okay, Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I play Arian, who is the grizzled, older, enlisted elf who is trying to keep these young officers alive and in line, and my pronouns are he, him.
Yes, he's the babysitter. Yes, that's
Yeah.
great.
Okay, my name's Aaron. I'm the game master. Alright, I play all the NPCs, but specifically I play Ruavel Sunfall, who is destined to become the father of Shandar Sunfall, who is the protagonist of the Toy Soldier Saga books. Alright, hence why this is called Old School, because it takes place before Shandar was born.
Yes.
Alright, my pronouns are dip and shit, or he, him, or they.
Yes, almighty evil one.
We normally have another player, Taz. He plays Arden Spell Sword. What?
I was going to get to that yet.
Oh, you don't want me to get to that?
No, go ahead.
Okay, well, but he is absent tonight, so we are not going to be, we are down one player.
Yeah.
But that is all right. I have a couple of announcements and thank yous and things to do before we get started tonight.
Okay.
Right? Oh, and first of all, I'd like to encourage, especially, shout out to Aya, who is a recent follower and who this is her first time checking out an RPG. So if you have questions and things are confusing, feel free to ask them in the chat. I'm happy to answer them. So is Erin, and
so is Siobhan.
So is Siobhan. She always has the stream on in the
That's
background
Brianna,
too.
by the way.
Yeah.
Siobhan, the writer.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you see her on the Discord, right? Yeah, we're happy to answer them, and that goes for anybody, right? If you have questions, ask them. You have things to throw in there, feel free to tell us, right? We may or may not take your suggestions as to what the characters
you
should
can
do.
spend your naming points on stuff in the game too.
Yes,
The ability to name things if you have enough channel points.
Yes, and they will end up in universe. This will happen.
Yes.
It has already been done twice, so this is cool.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I'd like to thank. Let's see here. Who has come on since? Yes. Okay. So I'd like to thank Misfit Mina and AJX Auditore for the follow, or Auditor. I don't know. It's Auditor with an E at the end of it, so I hope I'm pronouncing it right. You guys followed since the last time I streamed, and I would also like to thank our new patron, right? We've had a couple of new patrons, so that's like really awesome. There's John Morris and Tech are our new patrons, so welcome aboard. And if you have any questions, let us know. Happy to answer them too. And tonight we're going to do a raffle, guys, because Erin tells us after we shut the stream down last time, oh, by the way, you guys have made a level. So since we do a raffle, every time we gain a level, we're doing one. And what you stand to win is a PDF of a story in the Toy Soldier Saga. And this time I'm going to give you guys a choice, right? There are two novellas. One is called The Queen's Dirk, and the other one is called The Eye of the Storm. Fair warning, Eye of the Storm is adult content with graphic sexuality. It is a romance story. It would appear in a romance anthology called Chasing Fireflies, right? So if that is not your cup of tea, you may wish to choose The Queen's Dirk instead, which is more of an action-oriented story. And we are going to start the giveaway right now. You have to be a follower to win, and there are extra tickets for subscribers. So hopefully that just went live. I'm going to check. Right? As long as you enter before the end of the stream, then you're in, and you get a chance to win. All right. And I guess we're ready to get started.
We can't use the term wild space, Siobhan. It's copyrighted. She redeemed name something.
Ah.
Right, but we can't use the term wild space.
Oh, what a neat idea. Yes, I see. Her naming choice is Wild Space Wormhole. We'll have to name it something else, but
yeah,
the idea is cool. A wormhole which is not stable and moves from place to place with irregular time dilation. Ooh. Oh, you're cruel to throw that in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Also, why the hell did you give him ideas? Oh, hello, Walking Dead lover. Welcome aboard. Yeah, this is the first time being here for Toy Soldiers. Well, last we left our intrepid heroes, they're basically a bunch of young officers, midshipmen and ensigns, and an acting junior lieutenant who has not even yet been confirmed to that rank. Plus their staff sergeant babysitter who is trying to keep them from getting their fool asses killed.
Walking Dead lover, join the raffle.
Yes, you want to join the raffle. It's a free story if you win. We are raffling because we made a level. So it's exclamation raffle. But yes, we were on leave, and we I don't know, we were doing some personal stuff. This was after having captured some pirates and a prize ship where we made some pretty good money.
Cash.
Yeah. With which I got myself some fucking armor. Because I don't like being squishy.
Yeah. Okay.
So where were we? Right, we were at the Leafy Bough, and everybody else was in Whirlybird.
Yeah, they were on their way back to Leafy Bough.
Right.
Just-
Well, we weren't sure, but we figured, well, this is the last place we were at, so this was the logical place to wait for them.
Mm-hmm. So I will start in the Leafy Bough.
A seedier crowd in here this time than was last time, eh? Would a bunch of merchants just come to port or something?
Okay, and the game is starting.
All right.
Okay. Staff Sergeant and Acting Lieutenant, you are sitting in the bar. It is starting to fill up.
Von Vin is also there.
And Bonvin is there, yes.
Right.
That morning,
It's afternoon
afternoon of the day that we have to be back at the ship,
of the day before.
or we have to be back at the ship.
Yeah. Alright, let's check that out. And you guys were given 3 days leave on the 26th of Rose Moon. So it is now the 1st of Buck Moon.
Hannah, this might be a holiday.
No, the 4th is a holiday.
Oh, good. Okay, you've got it in front of you.
Solaro is on the 4th.
Ah, the summer solstice
Yeah.
equivalent. I mean, summer solstice has little meaning for people who travel in space and end
But-
up on different planets, but the symbolism is appropriate. I better do that up as an article here before next week, eh? So we know what the hell we're doing to celebrate that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so looking around, maybe this is the early Solaro celebratory crowd or something.
Well, people are gathering in Skyreach for Solaro.
Wait a minute. Our leave is like what, 3 days? We've
I
already
thought we
used
had
one?
4 days. I thought it was a 4-day total because we used
Yeah.
one and I had 3 days still to.
Oh, good. So
Study.
we get Solaro off.
No.
No, we have to go back to work on Solaro. Are you
No,
kidding
you
me?
have to go back to work on the 2nd.
Ah, man. Oh, well. Ah. She says we're not going to be here for the Solaro celebration. I just realized that. Phooey, she says. Oh well, gold piece a day, right? She says.
3 gold pieces a day.
3 gold pieces a day, right? She says.
She is talking to you there, Chris.
Yeah, and Bonvin.
And Bonvin.
Yeah, but
My earplug's still out, so you'll have to repeat for me.
Oh, okay. She was saying, you know, I just realized we're not going to be here for the Solaro celebration. Phooey. Oh, well, 3 gold pieces a day, right?
I was saying, yeah, but I think we pretty much made up for it at the beginning.
Well, I guess that's true. It's getting busy in here.
Yeah, that's when Crowley and Yasma, along with the other crew, including Lurik, coming
Right.
through the door.
There they are. Wave them over.
Hey, everyone.
Hey guys, how was your evening?
Awesome.
We got lost.
You got lost.
Yeah, in Whirlybird. Looking for them. He's just pointing at Crowley and Yasma.
Sorry once again.
It's alright, really, I forgive you.
I don't like that. No, okay.
How's it going, Sergeant?
Are we having trouble being heard here, guys?
I hear you fine.
Did you hear me, Chris?
No, I didn't hear what you said.
He just said, how's it going, Sergeant?
Oh, it's going good there, midshipman. Got to go home and see my uncle. He's still as old and crazy as ever.
Nice.
He's a wonderful man. He's really nice. So he invited
Like
me
I
back
said.
anytime. I'm going to take him up on it too.
Like I said, old and crazy.
Well, that's true. He did invite me back after all.
He hasn't met me yet.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Better never meet you, otherwise I'll never be allowed back. I'm just kidding, of course. She, orders a pitcher since people are here.
Sure. Silver piece for a pitcher.
Yep, pay up. You bet. Oh, I forget. Of course, I brought my character over. Did I bring a pencil? No. Because I'm a dum-dum.
I got pencils.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll explain to the rest of the group, I arranged for chambers to be added to the inn for us for when we're back in port.
Oh, cool. So this is Ruaville?
We'll have a nice apartment with a balcony and a landing pad, so.
Huh. Thank you.
I figured we needed a place to call home.
That's probably true.
Aya's writing says hydrate.
Yes, she does. Aya's writing says hydrate, so don't forget to, drink water and stuff. Thank you.
Okay.
Does Ryan Ginger count?
Yeah,
No.
sure.
Alcohol is a diuretic.
I'm drinking coffee.
Got root beer.
All hail hydration.
Oh, yeah. hydration.
That's pretty good, rolling right on.
I got chunky water.
Chunky water? Aloe water or
Got-
something?
Aloe water.
Yeah.
That stuff works really well to hydrate.
It's really good for you. I just can't get
I like
past
it.
eating the chunks of aloe.
Not bad,
I
it's-
probably would have problems with it. I used to be allergic to aloe. I'm not sure if I'm still sensitive to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink it if I were you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so,
Right.
yeah.
Well, that's awesome, he says. So, where's Ensign Madrimlian?
I was about to ask you guys the same question.
Oh.
He wasn't with you?
No, he went to some alchemist shop
Oh.
in Whirlybird. I thought he came back here.
You guys came back with the lifeboat without him?
We thought he came back here.
So he's stuck in Whirlybird with no ride.
Okay, well,
I guess we're going back to Whirlybird, she says. Well, I always wanted to see it anyway. I hear it's
Oh,
quite
it's
the
great.
place.
It's awesome.
I'll pay up then and we'll get out because, we should.
Oh, put it on your tab. Says the
Oh,
barkeep.
thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, she says.
No problem.
All right, off we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys off in the lifeboat and head back to Whirlybird.
She's trying not to shake her head
Vaughn,
dismay.
hangs up the apron and heads out with everybody.
Yeah.
She kind of gives a look to the sergeant and rolls her eyes like, for fuck's sakes, is her expression, you know?
Blue water's at the bottom of the pot, Dan.
Okay, I have to explain to the audience that's an inside joke. There was this meme that was a staff sergeant, you know, like talking to his lieutenant, right? And the lieutenant was a complete idiot, lost on an exercise, and it was, you know, a message thing, right? So he kept, you know, internet messaging, so he kept deleting the shit he was typing because it was things like, how did you ever get your head out of your ass, you know, stuff like that. And then, if you try this, sir, yeah. And in the end, it was like, he was looking at a map, and the map said that the water was blue on the map, but the water in real life was kind of brown, and so Chris said,
sure. He wasn't sure if he was looking at the right thing on the map.
Yeah.
Oh
Chris,
my.
Chris was like, okay, I would tell him that the brown water was at the bottom of the blue water.
No, the blue water.
The blue water was at the bottom of the brown water, yeah. And he should look hard. So that's good. I'm sorry I had to explain the joke, but, you know, the audience has to know. But yes, she just bursts out laughing, actually. She's like, yeah, can't help it.
FYI, I changed Wild Space to Unbridled.
Gotcha. The unbridled wormhole. I like it. Thank you. That is a cool idea.
Okay.
I'm excited. Of course, you know you didn't have to redeem your channel points for that, right? Because you're on the writer's team. So all you had to do was say, hey, I got an idea, but thank you for the channel points. It's cool.
I had 7K.
Well, there you go.
Okay, so you guys make it back to Whirlybird.
Oh, wow, this is beautiful, she says.
Oh yeah, it's an incredible place for those of you who haven't seen it. It's a marvel of engineering. Right, there's all sorts of mechanical contraptions moving about and doing different things in the city, and
Wow. Is that a dirigible?
yeah, that's what they call it.
Oh, I've heard of them. I've never been on one, she says. Some alchemist, eh? That's where we have to start?
I know where the alchemist is, he says. We dropped him off there.
Okay, good. All right. I guess we'll start there then.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you guys head over to ye old, what did I call him there, Madrimlian?
Potions and things, I believe.
What potions and things?
Yeah, just potions and things.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you head over to potions and things. And come to the front door, the bell rings as you enter the front door. Voice from the back bellows, "Be right there!"
Yeah. Just wait. Look around the shop. What kind of stuff do they got? I'm an alchemist too.
Potions and things.
Do they got ingredients?
Yeah, that's what it is mostly, is alchemical reagents.
Okay.
And herbs.
Ooh. Well, I'm going to go look at some of the more exotic ingredients while I'm waiting. I might as well while I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah, and about 5 minutes later, rather stout gnome, bald with a big nose and a full beard, comes out from the back, wiping his hands. Oh, you guys.
Oh, hello again, she says.
Hello. He says, I don't believe we've met.
Oh, okay, never mind. She doesn't say hello again. I thought it was... Okay, sorry, I was confused. She says, no, we haven't. I'm Celine Wintermist, she says. We're looking for our friend Madrimlian.
Oh.
We haven't seen him since yesterday.
Nor have I.
Oh.
He left.
I don't suppose he gave you any indication where he might have been going, did he?
Something about the night train.
The night train. What's the night train?
I don't know.
You don't know what the night train is? It's not a local tourist attraction or anything.
Nope. He says.
Oh. Who might have that kind of information, do you would think?
What's that?
It seems we have a mystery.
Apparently.
He looks a little shifty.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Like he's trying to brush you guys off.
Sense motive.
Yeah. Narrow my eyes a bit.
Okay, roll your sense motive.
Both of us?
Mm-hmm.
Just him. Okay.
I'm also gonna roll knowledge local to see if I know about the night train.
Okay.
Well, I got a 10 on the die, so my sense motive score is 6, so that's 16.
Okay.
20.
20 total?
Yeah, 10 on the die and 10
Yeah,
from my
he's
ball.
just really good at it, apparently. Okay.
Yeah, he's got a really high wisdom.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, and
I rolled 17 for the knowledge check.
17. It's a local, colloquial term meaning to go get plastered. Alright.
Aha. Does Lurik share this piece of information?
Yes, I will point this out and say he's probably at a bar somewhere
Probably,
in the
he
vicinity.
says, with a emphatic nod of his head.
She narrows her eyes. She says, Madrimlian almost never drinks. He'll take one drink at the beginning of the night and nurse it through the whole night.
Sergeant eases his swords and his scabbards and go. And he's
He
extremely
starts-
cautious. I doubt he'd do that alone.
Yes, she says.
Oh dear, says the gnome.
So I think perhaps it's time you told us what's really going on, she says.
He sighs. Follow me, he says. Starts heading into the back.
She looks at the sergeant like, I don't think I just want to go in there like that, blind kind of thing. And she says,
Watch my back, ma'am. I'll follow.
all right. Yep. She
Sergeant
does.
takes the lead.
Yeah. Ruvel follows after.
I
Crowley.
have potion in hand if I need to, like, throw shit.
Yeah, he takes
He
you
walks on in.
into the back. Right? Where you see a cot laid out with Madrimlian on it. He seems fevered.
Oh.
Right? He's sweating profusely. Right? And he's got an IV hooked up to him.
What happened? She says.
He goes, well, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure.
This time do
Grandma?
I believe him?
Right? Yeah, he seems to be not lying. He might be omitting. He says, it seems he drank Cthulhan brain juice.
What?
That.
I don't know how.
Oh no, she says.
He says, I've just been too scared to tell anyone. He's been like this all night.
How do you know he drank Cthulhan brain juice?
Well, because that's what fell out of his hand when he went cack and hit the floor.
You were there at the time?
Guess I just wasn't looking at him.
Okay. So nobody else came in or anything?
No.
Where did this happen? She says.
On the floor over there. He points to a spot on the floor.
Yeah, she looks around the area.
Well, there is the remnants of a shattered beaker.
Right, like a couple of little pieces that he missed when sweeping up or something. She'll sweep those into a bag without touching them, or a vial rather.
Okay.
Right? With my little, I handle herbs tools and shit.
Okay.
Because, maybe it'll help to analyze it.
Sergeant looks at the gnome.
Well, please don't hurt me, he says.
Are you an actual healer, or is this just your best guess at how to take care of this?
He says, well, I knew he needed fluids, so I've been giving him saline.
Ma'am, you're our healer, correct? Perhaps you better take a look at him and see
I'm
if we need to
definitely going to
bundle him
do
into
that.
the boat
Oh, yes.
and get him to the infirmary.
Yeah, absolutely, she says. I have no idea. Right, Cthulhan brain juice. She says, I don't even know where to start. I don't know if healing magic would do anything. I don't know if it would hurt. She
Auntie
says.
Marga?
I think we best get him back to the boat and to the Tremaines. They would probably have a better idea.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right. Good thinking, she says. Okay.
Well, we should
First,
check
it's
him
like-
first to make
Yep.
sure it's safe to move him.
Yep, she's going to check all
that
that.
was my point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Roll
she's
a
over
heal
there
check.
now already checking his, temperature, if there's an injury,
Roll a heal check.
You bet. Rolled a 12. My heal score is 9, so that would be 21.
He's just fevered. Alright, he's delirious with fever, but he has no injuries.
Well, there's no visible injury. There's nothing wrong with his neck. No damage to his head.
Oh, he didn't hit anything. He landed quite softly, actually.
I'm glad to know that, she says.
On me.
Oh, I see. She says, are you okay?
Oh, yes, I'm fine. He says. Nothing.
So
Pardon?
who's the next strongest? I'd probably know that by now. Party.
In the party? Probably Ruaval.
I look at Ruavel and say, Midshipman, stretcher duty, let's go.
Right, he says.
We're going to
Yeah.
pick up and steal the gnome's cot.
Yep. Start hiking him down
Yep.
to the ship. Well, to the
The
lifeboat.
lifeboat first.
Mhm.
She says, Lurik, is there anywhere around here we can get some ice?
Of course. Lurik, you know there's an ice merchant.
Of course, there is an ice merchant just down the road.
Okay, here, take some money. Go get some ice. She says as much as you can get. We need to bring his temperature down.
I'll go with
Alright,
him, says Fondant.
Good job, thank you.
Yeah, me too, says Xerxes.
Yep, go ahead, she says.
Yeah, you guys head off to the ice merchant. And she is busy making ice when you get there. Come on back, she yells from the back.
Yeah, head into the back.
Okay. Yeah, you see an older gnome woman, sort of plump. Alright. She's turning a screw, basically, on a large generator. Alright. And the machine beside her, which is spitting cold out one end and hot out the other, is spitting ice out of it. She goes, "You need ice?"
Yes, ma'am.
All right, how much?
In what form does it come?
She goes, "Mostly in cubes." It's pounds.
The bags of cubes?
What's that?
How many pounds in a bag again?
10.
I think 2 bags should be lots.
Nah, says Xerxes, we're going to need more like 10 bags.
Okay, I'll go with what you think. Xerxes.
Yeah. Of 10 pounds, he says that's only about 10 gallons. Makes sense?
Good point. Yep, that should probably do the trick. Or he'll turn into a popsicle, one or the
rather
other.
a gallon, I mean, not 10 gallons. Right. And so, yeah. Right. Yeah, she says.
10 bags.
Okay. Yeah, she takes you over into a cooler and loads up 10 bags on a trolley. Hauls it out there. "Can we borrow the trolley?" says Ruvel. I mean, Xerxes. She goes, "If you put a deposit on it." Right. How much? And she goes, 5 gold. Oh, okay. He says, "In that case, can we get another 20 bags?" "Sure." "Having a party?"
Friend with a fever.
"Ah, should have said so." Huh? Yeah, she rushes a bit putting it together now. She says, "So 30 bags of ice?" And those, that'll be 3 gold. And 5 gold for the trolley.
Lyric?
Pay up,
Yep. Says you get the 5
and then
gold
proceed to haul ass back.
You get the 5 gold back when you bring the
Thank
trolley
you, ma'am.
back.
Can we pass a casket maker on the way to the lifeboat?
A casket maker?
Casket maker.
Probably not directly, but within, like, spitting distance.
We should probably go get a plain pine casket so we have something to pack him in for the flight back.
disturbing thought, but you're right, I can't think of any better idea, she says. Let's
Uncle
do that.
Lurelum? What are you doing here? I thought you were dead.
Oh, God. She says.
I am. We're trying not to let you get the same way, Madrimlian. Go back to sleep.
Oh my God, that's great.
Okay, so yeah, you guys swing by and buy a casket. It costs 10 gold.
Yep, buy a casket. Hope it's not an omen.
Yeah. Put him in a casket and use that to carry him on to the rest of the way to the lifeboat.
Yep.
Whatever works.
The funeral director looks at you and says, the Undertaker says, you realize he's not dead yet.
Yes,
We're
we
gonna
just
pack
need something
him-
to pack him in.
I see. Okay.
We're gonna pack him in ice. She says we need something to hold the ice.
Thank you, Grandma Selnan.
Thank you, she says and leaves. And we're leaving the cot then, I guess, eh?
Yep.
Right in the street. She says, I would be inclined to bring that back to the proprietor, but since he lied to us, I don't care, she says and leaves it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Besides that, as a player, I'm not certain that gnome didn't do it to Madrimlian on the
True.
Yep. So you guys make it back to the lifeboat. About 5 minutes later, they come running up with a trolley full of ice.
Brilliant, she says. She starts digging it out and packing it around. Give me a
Yeah.
hand, she says.
Yeah, start dumping ice into the coffin with
Helping out.
Madrimlian in it.
Oh God, it's a comedy of errors. These guys are great.
Well, you guys do that. Me and Lyric will take the cart back to the very nice gnome lady and get our deposit back.
Right.
Tell her there's a cot free for her on the street if she
Oh, we'll
wants
bring it back since Ruvel jumps out. Xerxes follows him.
She looks at the
So,
sergeant
we-
and says, I get the feeling there was more to that statement. Should they be picking him up for questioning, do you think?
Question is whether we actually have
Let's
jurisdiction.
see.
Doubt it.
Oh, that's true, she says.
Could
Okay.
maybe have the Navy put in a
Let's
complaint
see what the
when we get back.
remains.
What was that there, Rowan?
Let's see what the Tremaines say. It could have been something harmless. It could have been an accident. It could have been deliberate.
I'm concerned about it potentially being deliberate, and I think they are too. But you know what? I'm not going to find out what they're doing, just in case they're up to something that I wouldn't approve of, because then I have plausible deniability. She says. No, I should probably stop them, shouldn't I?
Oh, they're gone.
I was saying, ma'am,
You
you
like
probably
this
have the
one,
Navy.
Ben?
Okay, I heard what Rowan said. Sorry, start again, Chris.
I was going to say, if there's actual foul play involved, we can go through channels with the Navy when we get back.
Yeah. If he did this to himself, then he better not live or I'm gonna kill him, she says.
I think waking up cold in a casket will probably be generous enough retribution.
That's true. He'll probably remember that for a long time, she says.
part of the reason I chose a casket, not
Oh,
a tub or a barrel or something.
You're an evil man. Well done, she says.
I'm not evil, ma'am. I'm just a trainer.
Good point. I'm taking notes, she says.
And so you guys wait a bit. You guys get the trolley back. She gives you back the 5 gold and thanks you. And you guys head back.
Thank you very much.
On the way back, you run into Ruavel and Xerxes are coming back.
Sans gnome, I take it.
Sans gnome, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
How'd the
she...
drop-off go? Learn anything interesting?
That gnome's a coward.
Do I need to know why the gnome is a coward and how you would know that? She says.
We returned his thing to him. He was all like...
Okay, she says suspiciously.
Yeah, he sort of struck me as a coward, says Von. And I mean, he did, Madrimlian did drink whatever and pass out, and he was terrified to report it to anybody.
Yeah, but what if he gave it to him?
Yeah, that's what we thought. Says Xerxes.
It crossed my mind. It seems sort of weird that Madrimlian would drink something dodgy without checking it out.
He
thoroughly.
might not have been paying attention and grabbed the wrong thing. He's an idiot, she says. But he's not an idiot, but he can be kind of absent-minded when he's working on something. It's possible, she says. But you know what? We don't need to argue about this here.
Yes, ma'am. I was about to suggest it's probably time for the suborbital slingshot back to the ship.
Yes, so let's get out of here.
Yep. You guys whip up into orbit and around and down into Skyreach. Right.
Yep.
And land on the ship.
Well, signal first, because...
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the officer on deck when we show up?
Officer on deck? You'll never guess.
Oh, fuck. Of course.
I was going to say I'll use hand semaphore to, declare an emergency and a hot landing.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. What's his name?
Goldenbow?
Right. Lieutenant Goldenbow says from the watch deck, "What's the emergency, Lieutenant?"
Sir, she says, we have an injured crewman here.
Injured? Looks drunk to me.
She says, well, as far as I can tell, he's sober, but he apparently somehow got, we're told, she says, Cthulhu brain juice in his system. We need to take him to the healer right away, sir.
We'll get on it then.
Thank you, sir. Yep. Salute, do it.
Yep. Yeah, you guys head down below to the garden. Uh-huh. It takes about 4 of you to carry this fucking...
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because there's about 300 pounds of ice in it now.
Plus, coffins aren't exactly light in the first place.
Well, pine coffins aren't exactly heavy either, but...
Well.
You know?
Plus Madrimlian, plus ice.
Yep.
Okay, we definitely need for the bar music to go away now.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, what should I be playing for music?
I don't know. This feels tense.
Yeah.
I don't know, you might be able to get away with water deep stuff. It's pretty tense. I don't know. Sure, that works.
Okay.
Okay. Yep, bring him down to the garden. Who
Yeah.
is on duty at the moment? Alessander or his uncle?
His uncle.
Okay.
The senior Tremaine, which I can't remember his name.
And unfortunately, all our notes went belly up because we didn't get a chance to put them all on World Anvil yet.
Nope.
See, this is why you use World Anvil. Then you do not lose
Nope,
this shit when your computer crashes. Haha! There's my commercial for World Anvil. There you go.
What was that, Rowan?
It don't matter much anyways, because we just call him Sir.
Yeah, Lieutenant Commander Tremaine. Yeah, he looks at you guys coming in. What's going on, he says.
Sir, we're told that Madrimlian somehow accidentally ingested Cthulhan brain juice.
Cthulhan brain juice?
All I know is he doesn't appear to have any visible injuries and he has a high fever, she says. We packed him in ice to try to bring his temperature down.
And how do you know it was Cthulhan brain juice?
Because that is what the gnome who witnessed it claimed, and I don't think he was lying to us about that. He was too scared, he says.
He says, right.
We also have the remainder of the beaker to
Yes.
identify
she hands
it with.
over.
Yeah, he
Thank you for the
takes
reminder,
a look.
Sergeant, she says.
He takes a look, gives it a smell. He says, bring him over into the garden.
Yes, sir.
He says,
Yep, do so.
he says, you're sure it was Cthulhan brain juice?
No, that's what he said.
He says, where is this gnome?
I didn't even report that anything was wrong.
I didn't hear that properly.
I didn't hear that properly either, Ron.
She said he didn't even report that anything was wrong.
Sir, the gnome in question did not even report to the Elven Navy that there was a problem with one of their officers that he had at his shop, and said that he was afraid to call anybody. He claims it was Cthulhan brain juice in the beaker. We really have no idea for sure.
He claims it was an accidental ingestion and we can't be sure of that either, she says.
Right.
When we showed up, he did have him hooked up to some kind of medical apparatus.
Oh.
I've
Said it
seen
was
them
a
before.
saline IV, ma'am.
Yeah, she says.
And we didn't bring him back, sir, because he's in Whirlybird and we weren't sure of jurisdiction.
Well, we brought him back.
Where is he then?
He takes off his backpack and pulls him out.
Oh my god, she says. I knew I didn't want to know what you were up to. I apologize, sir. I was unaware
He's
of this.
tied up and gagged. He says, untie him. Loose beard. He says.
I apologize, sir. I let them go off by themselves. I take full responsibility, she says.
We figured we might need him. He shakes his head. Are you all right? He says to the gnome. A little scared. Where am I? You're on the Arianrod's Pride in Skyreach. Oh. Okay, at least it's not another planet.
I am so sorry, she says. I was unaware that they were going to kidnap you, she says. My deepest apologies.
Well, they were looking out for their friend.
That's true. We're very worried about him, she says.
I look
So
over
am
at I look over at Midshipman Sunfall. My best, drill sergeant instructor chastising voice. Do realize this could be a court-martial offense, do you not, Midshipman?
Oh no, it almost certainly will be, says Celine grimly.
The lieutenant commander looks at the gnome and says, "Do you want to press charges?" "Press charges?" he says. "Yes, these two midshipmen abducted you without your consent." He goes, "Oh no," he says, "I don't want to press charges."
Are you sure? I wouldn't blame you, she says.
He says, "They were worried about their friend." He says, "And I understand. I'd be worried too."
Are you absolutely certain this was Cthulhu brain juice, sir?
"Oh yes, absolutely." "Okay, if you can assure me of that, I can do something about it." He says, "I can assure you." He says, "I know what the beaker was. It was labeled and..."
Yes, I do have the fragments of it here, she says.
He says, "I have to gather some herbs." He says, "Can you gather me a few things? Some mullein, some feverfew."
Yes, sir. Nods to Von Vin and...
Yes, sir.
Cat's claw too.
All right.
What makes you think cat's claw, Brianna?
I don't know. I was just thinking that Madrimlian just picked that up from somewhere. Maybe someone else was thinking about it.
Ah. Okay, just throwing it in. Yeah, cat's claw is generally
Well, it is
used
an
for
anti-inflammatory, and all of those are anti-inflammatories.
Yeah, feverfew is specifically good for headaches. Mullein,
And
yeah.
fevers.
Yeah, and fevers, right, and well, hence the name, right? And mullein is, you're right, an anti-inflammatory and also good for respiratory concerns, right? But cat's claw is generally used for cramps and possibly seizures, and he's not having either. We'd have noticed, so not needed. Maybe willow bark to bring the temperature down.
Mm-hmm.
As the lieutenant's getting ready to walk away, I point at the two midshipmen, Sunfall, and I go, "Ma'am, is there anything in particular you'd like these two to be doing?"
Oh yes, she says.
Madrimlian's thinking that, gets a sense that she's thinking about latrine duty for a week.
She says, "Get some toothbrushes and start polishing the ship brass. Report back to me when it's finished."
Avalana.
She nods to the sergeant. She's very angry, by the way. Like incandescent with rage.
Sergeant seems very tightly controlled. Does ma'am may have commanded the detail?
Absolutely, Sergeant. Thank you, she says.
I bring the midshipmen to attention and march them off to their fate.
Yep.
Yeah, she goes and gets herbs
Yep.
as directed. She brings the willow bark that she brought back from Kanathi as well. She says, "I happen to have a fair bit of willow bark I bought in Kanathi too,
Oh,
sir."
excellent. He says, that'll be very useful. He says, can you begin making tea?
Right away, she says. Yep. Start stirring shit up. Making her potion.
Yep. Yeah, he begins to feed Madrimlian teas.
Cough, cough, splutter, splutter.
Yeah. Drink this.
We don't have to worry about any of those brain parasites I've heard about, do we? She says.
Oh, yes. He says, we're taking care of that, too.
Oh, dear. She says, do you want me to find some wormwood?
This could be useful.
I think I have some in storage. She says, I'll get it.
Excellent. He says, I don't have any growing.
Yeah. May I be dismissed to grab that, sir?
Absolutely.
Thank you. She goes and grabs it from her bunk. Yeah.
Yep.
In the storage compartment in her locker.
The gnome is just standing there wringing his hands. Alright.
Well, she goes and fetches stuff, and then I'll keep an eye on the tea.
Okay.
Madrimlian tells the gnome it's not his fault. He was reaching for coffee.
Well, he seems a bit more coherent, says Celine.
That's a good sign, says Lieutenant Commander Tremaine. Yeah, you come back in with the wormwood. He says, can you make a tea from that too, please?
Yes, sir. She says.
And he says, who puts wormwood in my coffee? Who puts Cthulhu brains in my coffee?
She shakes her head. She's now certain that, yes, the gnome is telling the truth. It was an accident. Clearly. She's thinking, God damn it, I'm gonna kill him. If he lives, I'm gonna kill him.
Bonvin says, you shouldn't put coffee in beakers.
Dumbass. Mutters under her breath.
He was brewing coffee on the Bunsen burner, says the gnome.
I told him not to do that. She just... That's why, she says.
Well, I can see how he can mistake the two. They are both very dark.
I apologize. I am sorry for suspecting anything of you, sir. She says...
No, he says, no worries. He says, I'm sorry that this happened. He says, if he's going to be okay, he says, it takes a lot off of my chest.
Thank you for looking after him, she says. I do wish you told us right away, though.
I'm sorry.
Be okay now.
I think he's going to be fine, says. We'll give him the night to rest it off, and he should be okay in the morning.
Meanwhile, the sergeant is counseling the two young midshipmen now under his care about the rashness of precipitous action exceeding their authority and causing international incidents and anything else he can think of.
Oh, I forgot to open the World Anvil session.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'll open it now. There. It's an hour late, but it's on. Yeah. They seem quite chagrined.
The sergeant's more aiming for abject shame.
I have no doubt he can succeed. Do you want him to make like an intimidate roll?
Yeah, make an intimidate roll. Or diplomacy, either one.
Whichever is higher. I have a feeling it will be intimidate.
Dice. How does a 19 on the die? So that's what it is. Suit you.
19? Yeah, you intimidate the shit out of them.
Yeah, I'm basically alluding to how I look forward to seeing them serving before the mast instead of as midshipmen and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it is the kind of thing you can get busted down to able for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. They still might get fucking court-martialed whether this gentleman presses charges or not. There could be floggings in their future and possibly Celine's too. Mm-hmm. Oh, what perfect timing. I don't know if you guys heard that because we have like the live ambient mic, but the computer in the other room started playing taps at exactly that moment. Da, 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 da.
Okay, so Madrimlian falls into a fitful sleep.
Do you mind if I sit with him, sir?
Not at all. We'll have to get him out of this ice. His fever should be coming down.
Oh, okay, good, she says. Yep.
Yeah. So you guys lift him out of the ice.
Did Madrimlian at least recognize that he's packed in ice in a coffin?
Nope.
Nope.
Damn it.
Just leave it there as we put him in the recovery bed so that it's, like, visible.
That might be good. Personally,
Could just lean it up against the wall next to his bed.
Yep, I like that. That's a good plan.
Yep.
Let's do that.
Von Bin will help scoop up ice and put it, in one of the cold rooms to keep it like ice so that it can be used again at a future date.
Yep, ice is difficult and expensive to make, so we should not be wasting it.
Yeah. So
she sits with him for a while.
eventually he comes to.
I'll be sitting there reading or reading to him, chattering at him,
Is that one of the books I bought you?
Oh, thank gods, she says. Are you all right?
Your head hurts.
Oh, my head hurts. It's like I got too many voices in my head.
Wouldn't be surprised if you always had voices in your head. The fuck were you thinking? She says.
I needed coffee to stay awake so I could concentrate on what I was working on.
I told you not to cook things in a boot. Okay. Can I throw some stuff in there for him since I know what's going on, right? She says, I told you not to, and she finishes that, cook coffee on the burner for fuck's sakes. This is exactly what I was afraid would happen.
What, did I get my hands on Cthulhu brain fluid?
That you drink something poison. Wait a minute, I didn't finish that sentence, she says. Uh-oh. She says.
Maybe he did sprout one of those parasite things.
Oh, God, she says.
I'll go get the lieutenant commander.
Yeah, please do. Good idea, she says. We carried you in that, you know, she says, points at the coffin.
Thank goodness I survived. Then you wouldn't have need it.
Oh, I might, she says. Except her mouth didn't move.
I don't like that idea.
London goes and gets the commander and brings him back. Says the Madrimlian is hearing people's bunks before they finish talking.
Oh, really? He says. Well, that can happen. He comes in.
We may have a problem, sir.
He looks at Madrimlian. How are you feeling?
I am not crazy.
She wasn't thinking he was crazy.
No,
But
but Vonvin was.
No, they're worried you may be infected
No,
with
she
a
was worried
parasite.
he's infested with a brain parasite.
He says, how do you feel?
Like somebody decided to play a tattoo on my head with about 1 million voices.
Selena is very worried. You get that sense immediately.
He nods. He says, well, I believe you have developed psionic abilities.
Are they permanent?
Oh, yes.
Is it a sign of a brain parasite, she says?
No, but he does have to worry about them now.
Oh.
Says they're attracted to potential psychic energy. Hmm?
Have you seen this effect before?
Oh, yes.
Who the hell else would be stupid enough to drink brain fluid, to Cthulhu brain fluid?
Hmm.
She starts with who the... But the rest of that is a thought that Madrimlian gets.
I wasn't intending it, Lieutenant.
Now I'm lieutenant, she says.
You are acting lieutenant, are you not?
Oh, that's true. We are on the ship. I'm gonna, she says. Yeah, she's thinking, yep, I knew this was a bad idea the whole time. Clearly, they should have picked him. Maybe not, though. Wait a... Well, neither of us is doing a very good job of that today, she's thinking to herself.
Yeah, you got that right. I'm sure I could make more mistakes, but I hope I don't.
Oh, you didn't even know the half of it yet, she says. This is weird. I'm not going
What
to
did
get...
Xerxes and Ravel do now?
Kidnapped the
London
proprietor
giggle.
of the alchemy shop to question him, she says. Who is right here.
Hi, he says, are you okay?
Just have a headache, but other than that, I seem to be fine.
The headache will go away, says the Lieutenant Commander. He says, but it'll go away much quicker when you get a handle on not reading people's minds.
Yeah, so subconsciously he's mind linked to Celine.
Yep.
Well, that makes sense because they're best friends and have been for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, she's hoping now that she doesn't think anything mean towards him. She rarely does. That's about as mean as it gets.
He says, concentrate on not thinking about it.
He tries to put himself into a trance.
Well, when you stop thinking about it, when you stop obsessing about it, right, the link goes away. And so do the voices in your head.
He breathes a sigh of relief.
You alright? She says.
Silence. Blessed silence.
That's really got to be awful, actually, hearing everybody's thoughts all the time. I wonder what happens to people who can't shut it off, she says.
They go insane, says Lieutenant Commander.
Oh, lovely, she says.
Yes. He says it's not pleasant.
Sure, she says.
He says they have to be lobotomized.
Oh, wow, she says.
He says, Cthulhu brain juice is an insinuative poison. He says, if he had had a stomach ulcer, he'd be dead.
Right.
He says,
I was told I could potentially become a scion when I was younger because I had a wild talent.
He says, well, he says, it's obvious that you have.
Could that be why it affected me this way and not a different way?
No, he says that's what it does. And usually it kills the person, though.
Huh, lovely, she says.
Says,
Did you say it was a poison?
yes.
Oh, I probably could have just made it go away, I suppose. Wait, no, she doesn't have those powers yet. Never mind.
No.
She says, well, somebody could have probably just made it go away then, I
I
suppose.
could have neutralized it, but it might have killed him.
That's what I was afraid of, she says. I
If
didn't
there
know
had
when
been
to do it.
parasites in there, they would have been immediately begun eating his brain.
Oh, that's wonderful, she says. Lovely. Are you sufficiently scared yet, you dumbass? She says to him.
Yeah? I'm kind of stuck this way.
Don't
Yes.
you ever cook anything on the burner you intend to eat or drink again, she says.
Well, I may if I'm not doing any alchemical stuff near it.
Again, she repeats.
Is that an order, Lieutenant?
Yes, it is, Ensign, she says.
Avalana.
You still want the Karari, says that?
In my bag.
Yeah, he puts it in your bag.
Thank you.
He goes, no problem.
At least I finished that before I wiped myself out.
How do I get home? He says.
We'll be glad to give you a ride, sir. I apologize again for your trouble.
Oh, it's all right. It was a bit of an adventure, actually.
Well, I appreciate your good humor about it, she says.
Well, they weren't rough.
That's good, she says. She says, if the Navy
Yeah, I
decides...
imagine riding with a dirty shank was an adventure.
Yeah. She says, if the Navy decides to proceed with the court-martial, then we may need you to testify. Would you be willing to do that?
Oh, yes. I hope they don't.
Well, that's their decision, she says. It's out of my hands.
Somewhere
I'll be
up
having-
above, in a drill yard roar, you hear, "Rough doesn't have anything to do with it. Doesn't matter if you were rough or nice midshipman."
Exactly, she says, in a nod to the echo of the voice. The sergeant is quite right, she says. Well, I guess I'll take you home now, she says. I'm sorry for all of this.
Oh, it's all right, he says. He says, next time we'll make coffee in the French press.
There you go, she says. Nothing wrong with a good French press.
Much appreciated. French press is much better than camp coffee anyway.
I'll come help.
Bonvin says which?
That she'll come and help deliver the gnome back to Whirly
I
Gig.
appreciate that. I'll need at least one other person to do so because, well, actually no, it's a lifeboat. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's a spin dizzy. Oh, well, yeah, it's a spin dizzy, so it still depowers your magic. She says, if I leave the interface, then you're going to have to fly home. She says, and if I don't, then you're going to have to escort. I'm sorry, I didn't even get your name, sir.
Mark.
Nice to meet you, Mark. I'm Celine, she says.
That's what everyone calls me anyways.
That's what everyone calls you? Oh yes, you're a gnome. You have a very long name that my elven tongue will trip over.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you, and I appreciate you letting me call you Mark, she says.
Marcilius Verimon.
Marcilius Verimon?
Yes, that's right.
Great, she says. Now guess who's writing that down, Brianna?
I'm on it.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, you head out in the lifeboat and...
As Ravel and Xerxes run past with the sergeant going, "Move, move, move! That next piece of right work won't clean itself."
The player is laughing. The character is very grim-faced. Yeah, take him back to Whirlybird.
Yeah.
Use the slingshot.
Slingshot. Yeah, you take him back to Whirlybird. He thanks you for the ride home.
Thank you for being such a good sport about this, she says.
Oh, it was an adventure. I've never seen Skyreach before.
Oh, well, it's actually quite a lovely city. If you're interested in trying some good elven cuisine, I recommend the Leafy Bough, she says.
The Leafy Bough. I'll remember that.
Okay. Pleasure to meet you, Mark. I hope our next meeting is a little bit more fortuitous.
Well, at least he's going to be okay.
Yes, she says. Yes, I was very worried. Thank you for taking care of him. Yep, head back and, well, technically I'm still on leave.
Yep.
I haven't been arrested by the Marines yet. So, I guess I will... Oh, hell with it. I've got to get some sleep. I'm gonna get some sleep. I'll check in on Madrimlian before I do.
Yeah. Madrimlian is fine.
Not even any worse for wear.
Doesn't appear to be.
Is he getting up and walking around yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You sure you're okay? She says.
Yeah, just a little lightheaded.
I imagine, she says.
No longer having the oppressive weight of everybody's thoughts in my head. It make me feel a little giddy.
She says, I like the fact that I can't hear what other people think about me. She
Yeah,
says,
especially Lieutenant Goldenbow. Holy crap.
yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all, she says. I'm gonna get some sleep then. She says, if you need anything, you know where I am, she says. Well, provided, of course, the MPs don't pick me up or something, she says.
Yeah, I'm gonna crash here. Good night.
Good night, she says. She will go off to her quarters
Get some sleep.
and get some sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, get some shut-eye.
Okay. The captain calls the staff sergeant to her office.
I'm AFK for a moment while you do this then.
Before I step away, I look at the two midshipmen and I go, that bell's not shiny enough yet. I turn and head towards the captain's office.
Yep.
Get there and knock on the door.
Yeah, she says come in.
Step in and salute. Ma'am?
Staff sergeant, please come in.
Sure.
She says, not that I question your right, she says, but can you mind telling me why you're running roughshod over two junior midshipmen?
Well, ma'am, it goes something like this. And I proceed to explain about how Madrimlian drank the brain juice, reacting to the emergency of that, and the two midshipmen went off and potentially created an international incident by kidnapping a citizen of another city without jurisdiction or authority and legally detaining him and putting him in the backpack and hauling him back here. And I explained to her that while it is a court-martial level offense, I believe that if we put the fear of gods into them, perhaps we might salvage them as officers. And I explained that I've also threatened them with the fact that they could find themselves working before the mast is able.
She nods. She says, do you think they need to be flogged?
Not my place to call, ma'am. I wasn't actually in command. You'd have to take up that decision with Lieutenant
Wintermiss.
Wintermiss.
And I will. She does.
I'm just doing my part to make sure that they understand the gravity of
the
their
situation.
transgressions.
Well done, Sergeant. Carry on. She says, you have my full permission to run them ragged.
Yes, ma'am. Is there any word on how Ensign Madrimlian is?
No, I'm about to go check on him. She says.
Would it be alright if I come with you, ma'am, or should I go back to running the midshipman ragged?
Absolutely, you can come along, Staff Sergeant. Yeah, he heads down to the garden Well, she heads down to the midshipman's berth and finds out he's not there. That he's in the garden. Alright?
Do I wake up when she comes in?
Yeah.
Ma'am, she says.
Oh, you're not in the midshipman's berth.
Oh, right. Oh, I'm in the... right, I'm in the officer's quarters.
Right.
Ma'am, says Von Ben.
She says, where is Ensign Madrimlian, midshipman?
Garden Infirmary, ma'am.
Alright. Go back to sleep, midshipman.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yep. She heads off. She arrives in the garden infirmary.
Benjamin yells, "Officer on deck!" and promptly jumps to attention.
Captain on deck, rather?
Captain on deck.
Captain on deck and jumps to attention.
Yeah. She says, as you were, Ensign.
Collapses back onto the cot.
Says, it's really unnecessary.
Just protocol, ma'am.
Not in an infirmary. She says, how are you feeling, Ensign? I understand that you had a rough go with some poisons.
Yes, ma'am. Combination of someone playing a tattoo on my head and extreme lightheadedness. I'm getting over it.
She nods. She says, how did it happen?
I was doing some additional studies in alchemy and Whirlybird, and accidentally grabbed the wrong thing for my beverage. I thought I was grabbing my coffee.
In a beaker.
Yes, ma'am.
She said, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, Ensign.
I did not realize that the proprietor of the shop actually had a French press.
I see. Okay. Looks at the sergeant.
Ma'am.
She says, is there any reason to suspect any foul play?
I don't know, ma'am. Left before the gnome actually testified, I guess you'd say, ma'am, or gave his account.
Right. Okay, I will talk to Lieutenant Wintermiss.
Yes, ma'am.
She heads off that way.
Madrimlian promptly falls back to sleep.
Right before Madrimlian falls back to sleep, the sergeant looks down at him and goes, Ensign, is that it? You got off with a headache?
And some additional abilities that I'm not sure how to control yet.
What do you, sir?
And additional abilities he's not sure how to control yet, is what he said.
Yes, and the sergeant sounds puzzled. Abilities, sir?
I am not crazy, Sergeant. Quit thinking that.
Go on, sir. Wait, you can read minds?
Apparently.
Interesting. Well, you have a good night, sir.
Makes a hasty retreat.
Actually, as the sergeant steps outside, he's thinking to himself very, very quietly. This is more of a technical question for the... Is there like the equivalent of tinfoil?
Is there the equivalent of tinfoil? Yes, lead.
And Madrimlian goes, yeah, lead.
Not something that you'd find in the galley then. So I was going to go make Madrimlian a tinfoil hat.
Oh yeah. You mean just for a tinfoil hat? Yes, there is tinfoil. There is aluminum foil. Well, not
Oh,
aluminum, but
yeah, exactly. So,
Gold
yeah.
foil would
gold
do
foil.
the job, actually.
Well, whatever I'd find in the galley, I'm going to go catch
silver foil.
I'm going to go catch some so that I can make Madrimlian a nice little hat.
Okay. Okay, and there's a knock on the door.
Come in, she says.
Yeah, your captain mother comes in.
Ma'am, she says, stands up. She looks like she's bracing for impact.
She goes, "You've had one hell of a weekend, haven't you?"
I've definitely had better weekends, ma'am, she says.
At ease.
Yeah, she looks like emotionally exhausted as soon as she says at ease.
She says, "Madrimlian,
He's an idiot, Mom, she says.
yeah. Did we tell his father? Or is that your father or your uncle that works on the boat there?
Father.
Yeah.
Apparently he's picked up a telepathic side effect, so I think we have to, she says.
What do you suggest we do about the daring duo?
Oh, gods, she says. I'm surprised I haven't been arrested yet, actually, she says. Am I going to be?
I don't know yet. I want to know what's happening.
She says, well, I guess I should give my report then, she says.
She nods.
She gets a bit more formal for a minute. She says, our party split up, she says. Some people went to Whirlybird, and some remained in Skyreach. She says, well, I went off with the Sergeant Vince's family, she says. We returned to Skyreach. They weren't back yet. We waited for, I don't know, a couple of hours, and most of the group came in that had come from Whirlybird, but without Madrimlian. She says, so there was offense number 1. Everybody took off and left him there with no ride. She says the people who were accepted from that were not in Whirlybird, she says, were midshipswoman Starsong and the staff sergeant, she says. So we immediately went back to Whirlybird to recover our missing crewmate. We tracked him down to the potion shop, the alchemy shop that he had gone into. They knew where that alchemy shop was. When we got there,
good.
She says, when we got there, the proprietor fobbed us off, tried to tell us that perhaps he'd gone somewhere to get plastered.
What?
Yes, I know. We immediately disbelieved him, of course, and the sergeant questioned him at sword point.
Well, I didn't actually pull a sword, just loosened them.
Or questioned him with a loosened sword in a scabbard, he says.
Mm-hmm.
He brought us into the back where we found Ensign Madrimlian on a medical gurney with an IV device. Apparently, then we were told that he had accidentally drunk Cthulhan brain fluid.
How does one accidentally drink Cthulhan brain fluid?
From what I am given to understand, and I now believe it because Madrimlian repeated part of it when he was delirious, she says, was that they were cooking coffee on the Bunsen burner, and drank it, the brain fluid, instead of the coffee.
I take it they look alike.
Apparently they're both very dark fluids. And of course you know that Madrimlian likes his coffee black. She does one of these, pinches her the bridge of her nose with her fingers and sighs.
She goes, Staff Sergeant, what's your last name there, Arian?
Mithras.
Staff Sergeant Mithras thinks that they're redeemable. The midshipmen.
She says, "Oh, I haven't gotten there yet, ma'am." She says, "We, of course, were a little taken aback. We checked to see what kind of condition he was in. He had a high fever, he was delirious, but he seemed to have no other visible wounds or effects. I swept up some of the glass from the beaker that the proprietor claimed had been broken, right? And we packed him back to the ship in a coffin of ice," she says.
Posture check and hydrate.
"Oh, thank you. Yay, the gang's all here. Yeah, Lorraine's here, Trended Hero's here. They weren't here before because they just came from Danny's stream, which is cool.
Yeah.
So, and fair enough, because she was streaming about summer camp. We're not, so. Oh, and Lorraine said that her family just left, so that's why she's here now. So welcome. Yes. So good, you came just in time to hear the sit rep, which will give you kind of the update as to what's happened so far in the episode. Right? She says...
I'll hydrate.
Yep, yes, and hydrate. I'm hydrating.
I need to go find more beverages.
My beverage is empty.
Exactly.
Yeah, she says, well then hydrate as soon as you can. Okay. She says, so we headed back to the ship. We packed him in a coffin of ice. It was the sergeant's idea that perhaps waking up in a coffin might frighten him into not doing something dumb if he had done exactly that. I approved. She says, in order to do that, we had initially hefted him out on the cot that he'd been on in the proprietor's establishment, the alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
She says, we abandoned the cot to take the coffin so we could pack the ice. I said I wasn't terribly concerned about bringing back the cot because the proprietor had lied to us. The Sunfall boys, she said, "Oh, we'll take it back. We'll be right back." I had a feeling they were up to something, but I didn't stop them, she says, and I should have.
Not necessarily. She says. They were on leave.
Well, clearly I should have stopped them because they came back. We headed back to the ship because medical emergency. Made a hot landing. I'm sure you've probably got the rest from the commander.
I got the report from that, yes.
She says when we were discussing that we would have to talk to the alchemist in order to, question him and see what actually had gone on, were we sure it was Cthulhan brain juice, right? The Sunfall boys pulled him out of their backpack, bound and gagged, she says. I apologized immediately, asked him if he wanted to press charges. He said he didn't because he could understand that they were concerned about their friend. He's very good-humored about it all, really.
He is a gnome.
I guess that's true, she says, and I'm really glad he was good-humored about it. And anyway, his name is Mark. Madrimlian would have his full name if you need it, she says, but I'm afraid I don't recall it. She says, I'm terrible with gnome names.
Yeah.
She says, so we immediately brought him back to Whirlybird and said that if the Navy decided they were proceeding with the court-martial, they may have to talk to him. The sergeant asked me if I had anything that I had in mind for these young gentlemen to do, and I assigned them to clean all the brass with a toothbrush, she says. And he said about taking charge of that with my personal stamp of approval, she says, with a pointed look, like, oh yes.
Okay, she says, you think you handled it very well. Do you think they need to be flogged? Will it teach them anything?
Are we even allowed to flog the prince, ma'am?
Oh, yes. I have orders. I have orders. I have orders to treat him exactly like I would treat any other midshipman.
No, ma'am. I don't think you should flog them, she says,
Okay.
but if you believe that a flogging is necessary, you should flog me, she says. That, I think, would make a deeper impression than flogging either one of them. I was in command. I knew they were up to something. I didn't stop them, she says.
She nods.
It was my fault. I'm sorry.
She goes, your court-martial will proceed in the morning.
Avalena, she says. I take it I am under arrest then.
As you are.
Confined to quarters, confined to ship, or confined to the brig, ma'am.
Confined to ship.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
We just got 2 hydrates from Drew did.
Drink up, guys!
We are
Good.
awake, but my character's asleep.
Aaron,
Yes.
during all these goings on, Crowley's gonna find a nice quiet place to open up his little hutch,
Mm-hmm.
little house there,
Yeah.
and gonna go and that scroll.
Okay.
That I purchased.
Yeah.
Get that on the go.
Okay.
Right? Just letting you know.
Okay.
Once I'm done with that, I'll, of course, leave my little house and back and find Yasma.
Yeah.
Okay, if she's sleeping, she says, so
Okay.
I'll curl up at her feet and print out myself.
And purr.
Red bird. Yeah. Okay. And so this day goes on. You finish getting some rest?
Yep, I probably don't sleep very well at this point, but I do. Try to get as much sleep as I can.
Guess with it being ship's night, I send the midshipmen back to their quarters,
Okay.
inform them that they are not out of the water yet. Captain has yet to make her decision. I'm sure there will be consequences coming. That the sergeant will retire to the Marine country.
Yep. So, The morning of the 3rd, Iatia, the 3rd of Buckmode.
Right.
You are all informed that the captain has called a court-martial. Oh, for your information, midshipman, last night the Marines came in and arrested Ruavel and Xerxes and took them to the brig.
Okay.
First thing in the morning, the sergeant will report to the captain and ask for permission to conduct the prisoner detail.
She says, absolutely. She says, have the prisoners brought to the deck, she says.
Would you like first, ma'am?
She says, I would like them both at the same time, but first of all, would you inform Lieutenant Wintermist that she is required on the deck?
Alana, ma'am. Go off and form Lean and then gather up the boys.
Yeah, she nods and gives you kind of a grim, sick-looking smile and says, "Thank you, Sergeant." And she immediately reports.
Sergeant will report to the brig,
Yeah.
look at the guards, and say, open it.
Yes, Sergeant. They turn the key and pull open the brig.
On
They
your
both-
feet, midshipman.
Yeah. They both get to their feet. They're both manacled.
Attention.
Now they come to attention.
All in.
Yeah, they shuffle in.
March them up on the deck.
Yeah, salute sharply when I arrive on deck. I assume I arrive first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the crew is assembled on the deck.
Lieutenant Wintermist reporting, ma'am.
She says, we're waiting for your midshipman.
Avalana, she says. Stands at parade rest with everybody else then.
Yep.
March the midshipman up on the deck before the captain.
Yep.
Do a halt. Order him to salute.
User in your channel timed out.
Ooh,
She
shit.
timed out.
Wah, wah.
Wildflower, wait for her to come back.
Oh, fly, yeah.
We need like some drum music or something. I don't know if we have any good
I don't have
snare
any good
music.
drum music.
Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, I just got a weird message. Are we still live?
User entered your channel.
Hear you.
Yes, we're still live. Okay.
Yeah.
So did you hear what I said? I marched the midshipman up, bring him
Yeah.
to a halt, and order him to salute.
Yep. Which they both salute. Alright.
And Staff Sergeant Methethus reporting with a detail of 2 prisoners. Nice.
Thank you, Staff Sergeant. As you were.
Post back to where the Marines are
Yep.
formation.
Yeah. She says, Midshipman Sunfall. She says, I understand you went on a bit of an adventure. She says, I didn't ask you to talk. says, kidnapping in Whirlybird holds a sentence of weregild. There's compensation to be paid to the offended party. She says, and so, she says, I'm ordering you, the both of you, to give a year's pay to Mark the Alchemist. She says, you'll work indenturedly for the next year, and your pay will go to him. She says, it barely covers the shame you've brought upon yourselves. She says, but what it does not cover is the shame that you've brought upon the Navy. She says, as I look upon you both now, you wear a midshipman's uniform. She says, that means you wore a midshipman's uniform when you conducted this act. She says, you have brought disgrace to the uniform of the Avalonian Imperial Navy. She says, but more than that, you've brought disgrace to your commanding officer. She says, and because of that, you've brought disgrace to your crew. She says, I don't think that punishing you is going to get through that thick head of yours.
User in your channel timed out.
Oh, they dropped again. She says, I don't think that punishing you is going to do any good. He says, because you don't care about your own physical well-being. Yes. So instead, I'm going to punish your commanding officer, who should have had foresight to see that you two assholes were up to no good. She says, Acting Lieutenant Junior Grade, Celine Wintermist, front and center.
Yep, present myself front and center and salute.
She says, the court martial is for you, Celine.
Avalana, she says.
She says, I give you the choice. You can surrender your commission, or you can take 10 lashes.
I will take the lashes, ma'am.
So be
User
it then.
entered your channel.
The captain just told Celine that she's being court-martialed and can either resign her commission or take 10 lashes.
If Madrimlian's brain powers are, glitching out, right? Then he's aware that she's feeling like a good failure as a commander right now and isn't certain she shouldn't resign her commission, but she feels this will be a more effective punishment and something they will remember.
Mm-hmm.
Empathic connection and gives her the strength to continue what she's doing.
Her shoulders straighten up a bit.
That's very well then. What do they call that thing? What do they strap you to when they do that shit?
Well, they say they're going to turn you before the mast.
Right. Take her before the mast. She says to the staff sergeant.
She, gives an imperceptible nod to the staff sergeant, like, it's cool.
Staff sergeant marches back out and takes her to the frame.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Begins to lash her up with her hands above her head.
Mm-hmm.
First,
He
they
offers
strip her
her-
to her waist, of course.
Yeah, they strip her to her waist.
Can't get bits of cloth in the marks.
He offers her a piece of leather.
Thank you, Sergeant, she says. She takes it.
Sergeant turns around, salutes the captain. Ma'am, the prisoner stands ready.
Bosun, she says. He comes out, unhinging his whip from his waist. She says, Lieutenant Junior Grade, Celine Wintermist. She says, this court-martial finds you guilty of failing to perform your duties as a commanding officer and sentences you here to 10 lashes to be carried out immediately. Then she nods to the bosun, who begins to whip her mightily.
Yeah, getting whipped is like no easy thing. I'm sure she makes little whimpering noises at least.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a posture check redeemed. I just didn't think that it was appropriate to interrupt.
Okay.
Funny thing in the chat here. Trended Hero says, I disagree with all of this. Sable should be captain. She will lead us to glory and gold. The officers have clearly lost sight of what us young men who were press ganged against our will into the Navy originally stood for. Adventures, gold, and glory. Mutiny!
Yeah. Yeah, she's crying before the end of it.
I'm sure. Yep.
So is Ruavel and Xerxes.
Cringing over here.
Yeah, they're cringing.
The sergeant has locked eyes with the two midshipmen and is giving them the best evil eye.
Yeah. They look like you could brush them into a dustpan and sweep them away right now. They feel that small.
Madrimlian does a twitch every time Celine is struck.
I'm probably not aware of this, so I'm not going to make any effort to block him out because I don't know.
Yep. Yeah.
Lorraine reads chat and laughs. Mutiny is a court-martialing offense. Yes, it is, and they hang your ass for it.
Yep.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is a court-martialing offense, and they hang you from the yardarm.
Mm-hmm.
Until you are dead, dead, dead.
You bet. Trended Hero says, nah, it's only an offense if you get caught. Not true! Not true, because then when the Navy ship doesn't show up where it's reported to be heading, they go, what happened to that ship? Right? And then eventually they find out, because people take the ship, that it's been seen in other ports, and then they go, oh ho, I see. and then they go track down the mutineers. It's just if you get lucky and you find a shithole. Well, it's not a shithole. It's actually a pretty cool, nice place, right? Little island in the middle of the bloody ocean, like Pitcairn, for example. Then you disappear and they don't catch you. But otherwise, you're fucked. Dreaded Hero says, I think I killed Aaron briefly. Yep, the moment you reached port, you were caught. However, this is, space, and space is big, so it is possible you'll get away.
Yep.
Anyway. Yes, I'm crying and, a fucking mess by the time this is done.
Mm-hmm. After 10 lashes, the bosun coils his whip and he turns to the captain and says, 10 lashes delivered, ma'am. Take her down, she says.
Sergeant begins gently letting her loose.
Yeah, the bosun comes and helps you.
Yeah, she kind of just falls down when she's let out, so...
Yeah, they hold you up. She goes, this will be marked upon your permanent record.
She nods because she probably can't speak.
Yep. She goes, crew is dismissed.
So in this Navy, do the indentured stay shackled?
Nope. Nope, they are free to come and go as they please. They just have to return to the ship and serve for a year.
Once the go to take Celine below, the sergeant goes over to the midshipman.
Yeah.
Unlocks their shackles without saying a single fucking word to them.
Mm-hmm.
Turns his back and walks away. Doesn't salute, doesn't acknowledge them as midshipman or anything, just turns and walks away with as much disdain as he gets.
Yep.
In the meantime, I'm sure the bosun sees me down to the infirmary.
Yeah.
Where Madrimlian is lying there.
Where Vondin is headed.
Yeah, and Madrimlian is curled up in a ball, and it looks like almost as if he has his back's been flayed, is how he's reacting.
I'm in far too much pain to notice how much pain Madrimlian's in. I'm sorry. Yeah. I've done some research on this. This is not a good time.
No, it's not. I understand that.
Yeah.
But there are others who will notice.
Yeah, that's true.
We do some healing on her?
What's that?
Can we do some healing on her?
There's no saying you can't.
The procedure actually is that it's to be not magically healed for at least 24 hours.
Yeah.
Right? That way you remember it.
Right.
Oh.
Poultices are allowed.
Yeah, the usual. Make sure no infection, make sure the wounds are clean, etc.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's take care of that then.
I am apparently quieter than everyone again.
Willowbark tea.
Willowbark tea?
Yep, he gets on making willowbark tea.
What's an anti-inflammatory again?
For two.
Mullein, feverfew.
Depends, are you applying it directly?
In this particular case, I'm going with comfrey root. That'll help things close up and reduce the scarring.
Yep. Am I louder now, Untitled Hero?
First she's making the willowbark tea, then she'll mix it with comfrey root tree and apply directly to wounds, because The
Yeah.
cannon will help stop bleeding too.
Yeah.
Just a bit more, he says. I'm going to turn it that way because you're loud, so...
Right.
I'm sorry, I was turning away from the mic there for a minute because I have a crick in my neck. We're sitting in our living room with a coffee table between us, and the mic is on the coffee table, and we're on either side of the mic, right? So I gotta keep my head turned sideways, right?
It's omnidirectional, but
for some reason it's just not. If I turn away, it's not as clear. So I will try to fix that when I am talking.
okay.
Go lie in misery for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Von Vin's knowledge, Madrimlian shows no signs of any actual damage, just the mental effects.
Yeah, well, she's going to feed him some willow barky anyways. It's called placebo.
There you go.
Which he will take.
Yeah. So, okay, so
We need some harbor ambience or something.
harbor.
Maybe no music.
No music?
Maybe not. It seemed appropriate that it be silent there for a bit, so I didn't say anything. Makes sense.
Once things have calmed down a little bit, the sergeant seeks out Sunfall and Xerxes.
Okay. You find them in the midshipmen's quarters.
Is there anybody else in there with them?
No.
Sergeant steps in and closes the door. Now, you two little shits, do you understand that you're in the fucking Navy? You're not who you were before. You are mid-fucking shipmen. Get that. Your actions have fucking consequences. Just for you, but for every fucking person around you.
They nod.
Fucking Christ. He goes, who the fuck is that? I don't know, but it sounded good. You guys have a brain in your head. You better think long and hard about whether this life is the right one for you. You're going to do this for the rest of your damned lives. Everything you do has goddamn consequences.
Point taken, says Ravel.
I thought you were unlike the other ones. I thought you did not need to pipe air in through your navel because your head was so far up your goddamn asses. Appears I was wrong. Daddy slams his way out.
Yeah.
I'm sure they looked pretty pale when he came in there, and they were sitting quietly.
Sergeant will go find the captain.
The captain? Is that what you said, the captain?
Yeah, the captain.
Okay, yeah. You find her in her wardroom. Staff
Ma'am, I
Sergeant.
know. Does the normal salute and report in thing. Ma'am, I know we're not back in port, and I know that I've failed at my assignment. I would not blame you. You wanted me off your ship and away from these midshipmen. My job to keep them out of trouble, not the lieutenant's. She shouldn't have taken those lashes. I should have. Very least, I should be relieved of this duty, ma'am.
I don't agree, Sergeant. I think that you've handled it perfectly. She says, I take it that they made you aware of who you were dealing with there.
What was that? I missed that.
She says, I take it they made you aware of who you're dealing with there.
Yes, ma'am. I know who he is.
She says, she nods. She says, Celine asked me if we even had the right to lash him. You know that, right?
Ma'am, I would have keel-hauled him.
She says, I probably should have. She says, but I think that this lesson will do a lot more for them than you imagine, Sergeant.
Yes, ma'am. It still doesn't mean I didn't fail on my primary duty.
No. She says, you can't be everywhere at once. She says, they took advantage of the situation. She says, it's not a failure on your part. That's a failure on theirs.
Oh, I agree with that part, ma'am, but still I'm supposed to be keeping an eye on him.
And you had a down.
I read him the riot act just now, so.
Excellent. She says, they will learn to respect the enlisted in this outfit. She says,
Bad thing is I really like them, ma'am, and I really thought they were smarter than this.
yeah, well, she says, they probably are. She says, the truth
Posture
is,
check.
the truth is that they are used to getting their own way.
Yes, ma'am, I realize that.
Yes. I don't think they're going to make that mistake again.
Certainly hope not, ma'am. Is there anything specific you'd like me to do or not do?
With them?
This fact gets hammered home.
She says, I think I'll leave that up to Celine. She says,
Avalana, ma'am. Be dismissed.
She says, you guys have tomorrow off. She says, put those two to work. Let them skip.
The name of the holiday?
Solara, she says.
Avalana, ma'am.
Says,
Turns to go since missed him, and he goes, ma'am, one question.
Yes.
Exactly how bad are the bilges?
Bad enough.
Avalana, ma'am.
Posture
Well,
check and hydrate, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, there. Thanks, Aya. Thanks, Lorraine.
Oh, Sergeant?
Yeah, hydrate.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell Von Vin that if she wants to heal her friend, she doesn't have to wait for 24 hours.
Avalana, ma'am. Now go pass that word.
Did you catch that, Von Vin?
Yep.
Okay. So,
When she gets the word,
the word.
Then she'll say to Selene, "So I have permission to heal you now if you would prefer."
The question is, are they going to remember this? Do you think? If I do?
They looked pretty white. What do you think, Sergeant?
I think they got the message, ma'am. Of course, it might help when tomorrow you assign them, perhaps, cleaning the bilges and put them under the command of the lowliest bilge hand you can find.
I think that's an excellent idea, she says. Okay, consider that an order, she says. And yes, of course, Vonbin, thank you, she says.
You're welcome. Yep, she'll cast her cure light.
Yep, it's sufficient enough to cure the damage.
I cannot tell you how much that hurts, she says.
I am sure that Madrimlian knows. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do to fix the trauma that he inflicted upon himself.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, she says. I should have tried to block him out or something.
Lieutenant Commander Tremaine says, "There's not many officers who don't know what that feels like, Lieutenant."
Really? She says.
He says, "It's almost a rite of passage. Since usually by the time you make Lieutenant Junior grade, you've had one situation where they've made you choose between whipping or losing your commission."
I'm not sure that wouldn't have been a better decision in the long run right now, Commander.
She goes, "I think that you made the right decision." Yes. You notice she didn't call you acting Lieutenant Junior grade.
No, that's true. She didn't, she says. She smiles a little.
Ma'am, I would have taken that whipping for you if I could have. Don't think it's your failure, it's their failure.
It was mine too.
And it's
she
my
says.
failure, ma'am.
Maybe, she says. But I know they'll remember this, she says.
Certainly hope so, ma'am.
Technically, it was my failure, someone who started this whole incident.
Okay, so we're all a bunch of fuck-ups. Let's try to do better, okay? She says.
A lot of them.
She sits up and puts on her shirt and whatnot of her uniform.
Yep.
Gingerly over the back like she doesn't quite trust it, and then goes, okay, he looks relieved. Yes, let's assign them to the bilge. You're right. Who can I assign them to?
Since my nephew,
Okay.
Alexander.
He's not a bilge hand.
No, but he knows how to operate one. Yes, and he needs to help out more around here.
I was gonna say Lyric, since that's what he was doing on the bandit ship for the longest time.
Lorik doesn't fall under our command. He hasn't officially enlisted, as far as I know.
I'm not sure the Navy'd take him if he did.
Good point.
Well, he's still swapping the deck, says Vonbin.
No, Alessander. Since we don't celebrate the midsummer anyways. So we celebrate the cross quarters.
Avalon, she says. I'll tell him.
Our tradition doesn't celebrate the solstices and equinoxes.
Fair enough, she says. I'm not feeling very celebratory myself, she says.
I'm given to understand that you have it off to celebrate.
I think I might take it off to sleep, she says. And stay out of trouble, she says.
Well, Ruavel and
I'm going to the Leafy
Xerxes.
Bower and help him.
Ruavel and Xerxes will be out of trouble anyways.
That's true.
Let's go have a good time.
Is that an order, sir?
Yes.
Avalon, she says.
You too, Sergeant.
I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Going and having a good time?
Oh, the best way I can have a good time is hit the library.
Best way you could have a good time is go and have a good time with your friends. He
Where we
says.
can keep an eye on you and keep you from doing stupid shit again, she says.
If I'm in the library, I'm not doing stupid shit. I'm researching.
Mm-hmm. That's what she said when you were studying alchemy, she says. Oh, whatever.
Point
You
there.
would
Your
if you want to.
Bunsen burner, says Vonvin.
What was that, Bonfin?
Yeah, in the library researching with your Bunsen burner. I think not.
Bunsen burner will be left in the midshipmen's quarters.
Okay.
He says, I thought I gave you an order to go out and have fun with your friends. Says the Lieutenant Commander.
Avalon.
Besides
Sounds so
that,
down about
the
it.
Leafy Bower will be busy, and we owe them.
Yes, it's a terrible shame you're going to have to put up with our company. What a travesty and a fit punishment for your idiocy. Let's go, she says.
Avalon.
Says,
What she said.
Stops on the way to let Alessandro know what his uncle has said.
It's excellent. I'll see that they're thoroughly bilging. Cleaning those bilges.
Thank you. She says thank you, Lieutenant.
No problem. He says,
We should drag Lyric
well
with
done.
us, says Vonvin. He's just made himself busy on the ship.
Yeah, we'll grab him too. Good idea, she
Yes,
says.
well done.
Thank you. She says, do you think so?
Everybody has to learn that lesson sooner or later. I've already had 10 lashes. He says,
I find it very difficult to believe you ever did anything out of line, she says.
she says, he says, if you don't, they will find something. But he says, I was not always so serious.
Yeah, he actually got his lashes for insubordination.
Did you?
Hmm? I just find it hard to take my uncle seriously when he grew up with me. And
Yeah, I can understand that, she says.
and I got a very similar effect to what I believe the sergeant gave them, which is get your head out of your ass and realize that you are in the Navy now.
Yeah, she
Yes.
says.
And I got it from one of the petty officers too. Makes sense?
She nods.
He says,
Well, all that's for tomorrow. Got to get through today first, so I recommend we all get back to our duties.
Good idea, she says. Let's do that.
We're still on leave, says Vonvin.
nope.
I say we go to Leafy Bower.
We're not
We're
on
not.
leave till
Okay, we're
tomorrow.
not. All right.
No, not today, because today everyone was called to duty because they had to witness a court-martial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she goes back to work then.
All right, then.
Yeah,
I'll get on cleaning up here in the infirmary.
sure. And, yeah. You guys go back to your duties. I don't need to play out a day worth of duties.
And Madrimlian actually go clean the midshipman's berth.
Okay?
Yeah, I'll spend some time sorting out my bunk when I have some free time. Otherwise, I'll, if I'm on watch, I'll take my watch. If, You know, if not, then I'll be, you know, putting things in order in the infirmary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you're in the infirmary. Who is that?
Blake. I think I heard Blake.
Nope.
Okay.
I think it was me. I was just going to say I was going to go run my platoon through their combat drills.
Yep. Which includes the 2 midshipmen, so... Okay.
And Yasma.
We'll sit
And
down and watch that.
Okay. About just in the middle of the first dog watch, right? As you guys are just getting ready to call it a day, a voice calls from the deck, from the pier. Ahoy up there!
From the pier?
Hmm?
Ahoy!
Have a delivery.
A delivery?
Mm-hmm.
Is it addressed to anybody in particular?
He looks at it. Quartermaster of the Arianrod's Pride.
All
Office
right.
of the Quartermaster of the Arianrod's Pride.
I don't know the procedure for this one. Do I get the quartermaster? Or do I just sign for it and
You
take
can
it?
sign for it and take
Well,
it.
I'll sign for it then, she says.
Okay.
Which she does. Thank you very
Yep.
much.
Bunch of gnomes start hauling crates up onto the deck. Little more than a dozen of them. Or a half dozen, I mean.
Yeah, she'll send word to the or pass word to the quartermaster with her compliments if he would join us on deck.
Yeah.
Or she. I believe it was he because that was somebody we met.
Yeah, he.
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes up on deck. Oh, what do we got here? He says.
Another hydrate check, guys. Thank you. Trended here. Yeah. Okay.
What do we got
Ale
here?
hydrate.
Ale hydrate.
Ale hydrate. This is never gonna get old. That's great.
Because it's a play on Hail Hydra.
It's an amp guard thing, actually.
Thank you for explaining the joke.
Exactly.
Thank you, Queen Obvious.
It's a good joke. I like it. We were
Yeah.
just watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. the other day. Anyway. Yep.
Yep. He says, well, let's get some crowbars and bust these things open and find out what we got here.
You didn't order this?
Nope.
She says, do you mind if we check it first then, quartermaster?
The light bulb goes off over the soldier's head, or over the sergeant's head, and he turns his glare upon the midshipman. Why do I feel your presence about this?
He said, well,
She glares at them now, too.
they shrug. We bought something for the ship.
What'd you buy? She says.
Open them up and find out.
You
I
open
do
it,
believe
she
your
says.
lieutenant asked you a question, midshipman.
Yes, ma'am. He says, bug suits.
Bug suits.
Bug suits. Heard the sergeant talking about them.
Well, that's a generous gift. Thank you.
Well,
she
we only
says.
paid for half of them. This is the down payment.
Well, that's interesting. Where do you propose to get the rest of the money for them?
We figured that people could make their own arrangements. Those who wanted to use them. It should be reasonably affordable by that point.
How much exactly do we owe?
3,000 apiece. 3,000 a piece.
You're kidding.
Really?
No. So we paid for half. Apparently, he says the gnomes think it's really sort of weird that we have to pay for our own equipment. So they only charge us cost.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've got a quick question.
What's that? I'm listening, Crowley.
What exactly is a bug suit?
Ah, a bug suit. I will read it to you. Read.
What is the class of ship that we are on? We had a question in the chat.
The class of ship you are on is a dreadnought.
Right.
Name is Arian Rod's Pride.
Yes. It is the AINS, Avalonian Imperial Navy ship, Arianrod's Pride, Dreadnought class. It doesn't have a serial number. That's not how they work in the current Navy.
No.
Sergeant looks at the midshipman and goes, "When exactly are we expected to pay off this enormous debt you've put upon us?"
He says, well, you don't have to take it on, first of all. He says, but they got lots of financing plans. Right? The guy we talked to said that he'd give 10 years to pay it off.
You're joking, right?
No.
10 years?
I don't think Mr. Sunfall has realized that most of us are not currently rich.
No, I'm aware of that, but I'm aware of how much you make, too. He says. 10 years at 3,000 gold pieces is only 300 gold pieces a year, which is less than a gold piece a day. Which we make 3 gold pieces a day minimum.
Sergeant pinches the bridge of his nose and he goes, "You realize that a gold piece a day is quite a bit normal person."
Sure.
Celine just kind of, she's smiling, but she sighs. She says, well, the truth is, I can afford one now if I want one. I still have most of my prize money, she says. And I could probably afford to buy another one for someone else, she says. But
That's very kind of you, ma'am, but
yes, she says.
like a gift with a barbed fish hook inside.
It's a bit much, she says, for the regular person. Hopefully there will be enough people here who are flush enough to be able to afford it. She says, otherwise...
Well, if you can't, I can, he says. I'll pay him off.
That's not the point, Mr. Sunfall. Very well. Ma'am, what do you want to do?
How many are there? She says.
8.
8 of them? She says.
Made a description of the
Oh yeah, sorry, Aaron, I forgot you were going to tell us what they were.
Yep. Okay, where can I view article? Gnomish intrastellar. It's important. It doesn't go interstellar. It goes intrastellar. Personal transport device. Gipted. The Gnomish interstellar transport device was invented a long time ago but was mostly seen as a curiosity, literally, in other words, found in curious shops, before the First Interstellar War. Though the goblins stole the design early, they would argue the fact, but I was there, I know better. Even the Fomorians seen little use for gallivanting about in space in some armored contraption. However, in the years leading up to the First War, Marines among the elves and gnomes made more common usage of the giptid, or more commonly, bug suit, as a means to assault and board pirate ships, mostly orcs and goblins, and take the ships without serious harm to the prize. As before the Second Interstellar War, or the War of Revenge as the Fomorians call it, orc and goblin sailors were mostly commonly seen working aboard less than scrupulous merchants, as no one else would hire them due to the reputation they had shouldered on them from the elves. The elves soon had cause to label all ships carrying complements of Fomorians as pirate vessels, and thus assuring that no one would hire them at all unless they really were pirates, because of what had pirates got to lose. So naturally, many orcs and other Fomorians did take up piracy, and as that was their only means of sustenance in the unforgiving reaches of space. So by their bias, elves created the Fomorian pirate and thus created a need for to capture said pirates. Thus, the giptid was incorporated into the Avalonian Marine Corps as an optional assignment with double pay, assuming you could provide your own bug suit. In appearance, a bug suit appears to be a suit of mithril plate armor with an integrated backpack from which 2 to 4 large insectile wings protrude. The backpack is actually a mechanical component of the bug suit and contains a miniature spin dizzy that's just big enough to power the suit of armor. The wings are maneuvering sails, but also solar cells, which power the suit or supplement power for the pilot. Because of this light-powered integral design, even non-spellcasters can use a bug suit to fly. Most men are not spellcasters, or at least not major spellcasters, so they usually rely on the bug suit's internal power source while saving their own magic, if any, for combat.
Cool.
I don't think you need the mechanics and inner workings or anything like that, do you?
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah.
No.
I
But
posted the link in the chat.
Yeah, me and Yasma will take one suit.
Yeah, figured for Yasma. They're sort of sized for medium people anyways.
So at this point in the timeline, they're still just kind of a curiosity. They're not a proven thing.
Right, they're not proven yet.
Yep.
Right?
They're an experimental device that we're just trying out.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'll get one.
What was that?
Minutes. Probably will take off back and he'll hand.
You're cutting in and out there, Blake.
Crowley will go get his trade notes and turn over 3,000 trade notes for a suit that'll fit Yasma.
Okay.
Celine says, okay, if people want them, they can take them. She says, but the sergeant has a point, gentlemen. She says, by buying this on behalf of the ship, you have obligated the ship by honor to cover this debt, she says.
I said I'd cover it.
She nods.
She says, look, I just wanted to give people the opportunity to use them.
I do appreciate the thought, she says.
And so we spent our prize money on it, plus a little of our own.
They are very interesting, she says. I don't know if I could use it. I'm not that proficient with armor.
It says it counts as light armor.
Does it?
No, it's...
All right, I'll take one.
Looks
Thank you.
like
she
metal
says.
to me, so That's a no-go for me.
It's mithril. Druids can use it.
Well, star druids can anyway.
Mm-hmm.
User entered your channel. User in your channel timed out.
Oh, somebody's fading in and out.
Okay, we got Wildflower 1 now. Alright. You've gone back in before you finish timing out.
Oh. That why the one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sergeant will look at the livery gnomes.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the terms? How do you get paid?
He says, well, the terms are that he'll give you up to 10 years to pay. Alright? And if anything happens to you in the meantime, the suit reverts to him.
Okay, and no monthly payment.
Pardon? You cut out there.
Is there like a monthly requirement on the payment, or is it just sometime in the next 10 years I give you $3,000 or else you get the suit?
Right. He says. You can make it in payments, you can make it all in one lump sum. I don't care, he says. Because I think it's weird that they make you pay for it in the first place. The Navy should be buying these things. He says.
Very well, the sergeant says, take one.
Alright.
I don't have anything to give you right now, but in the time allotted.
So that's fine. We trust you. You guys are good to your word.
To whom do we give the payment? She says, I can pay for mine now.
Oh, to me.
She counts out her 3,000 and in trade notes. Trade notes fine?
Trade notes are fine.
Yep, I'll need to get into the safe, Captain.
Navy's good. Money's good with us. Mm-hmm.
Yep. She'll take the trade notes and she will pay for the item and I'll take that off my money.
Okay.
I don't know where my money went.
It's on the back of the
Back of the sheet? Okay.
first sheet right at the top.
Money,
In the middle.
Okay, there we go. Yep, she'll, thank him and, give him a tip. I'm sure tips are fine in Whirlybird.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, he says.
Now let's take some of that silver off of there.
Yeah.
These are highly valuable items, so I'll just take the rest of my... I had to pay a silver, so I was down to 9 silver there, so they can have the 9 silver.
Okay.
We have main generator that has been renewed.
Redeemed?
Yes. Psi Seed, a rare version of Star Seed which utilizes psionic power instead of magical power. Of course, this is Brianna. Yeah. Usually in a dull amber color, which rarely grows beyond the size of a Corvette, with slightly higher maneuverability but lacks the overall integrity. Cool, we'll work on designing that. We're putting together the ship system. We've just about got it in order. We had a question earlier about how many guns the Dreadnought has, and if it's a first rate. The question is obviously linked, right? Because number of guns determines its class that way.
Right. The Dreadnought has, I don't know, I have to look it up how many guns it has on it. But it doesn't have anywhere near the kind of guns that Dreadnoughts had in the Age of Sail.
Yeah.
Right? There's just more space requirements in space. Right? It's got like 8 guns a side or something.
We also had a question. What kind of pipe does Aaron smoke, by the way? Is it a corn cob or something more elegant?
It depends on when I'm smoking. Right now, I'm smoking a corn cob. Right?
I just answered that with yes.
Right? I have some very expensive pipes. I have some very cheap pipes. Right? I have a lot of pipes.
He has a bit of a collection, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, I'm enjoying a cob.
Yeah, but he's also got all kinds of briars.
All kinds of briars.
A couple of meerschaums.
All right. A couple of gourd calabashes.
And all different shapes, too. He's got, Canadians.
Bulldogs are my
bulldogs. Yep.
Yeah. Who asked that?
Oh, that was Treaded Hero who wanted to know.
Oh.
I prefer a billiard or a apple.
Yeah, take the bug suits then. Pay them for it. And thank them.
Yep.
And she says, thank you for your generous gift.
He shrugs. He says, I just wanted people to be able to use them. And I thought they were neat.
It's pretty interesting.
Yes,
Our
we're
raffle,
gonna-
by the way, is going to run out in a few minutes. Just for those who are paying attention, the raffle ends in 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So this is kind of your last chance to get in on it if you're going to.
That's !raffle to get a ticket. The raffle is for one of Diane's PDFs, or Sable's PDFs.
And you get your choice. It's one of two novellas. One of which is The Queen's Dirk. It's a more action-oriented one, right? And then the other one is called The Eye of the Storm. It is a romance story with graphic sexuality, so it may not be to everyone's taste. I'm letting you know because you get those options. The Queen's Dirk is out there in other forms. Eye of the Storm is not. It only appears in Chasing Fireflies, a summer romance anthology. One of the first fiction stories I sold, actually, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I like all the pride stuff there, Treaded Hero. It's cool. Okay, yep, so.
Yeah,
pay
take
'em.
possession and they head off. You were
Guess
saying,
what?
Sergeant.
Guess what? To get these suits uncrated and figure out someplace to store them.
In the armory.
Is there room?
We'll
Is
make
there room for suits?
We'll make
They like
room.
a separate
I have-
suit storage.
I have
Yeah.
room for one.
Yeah, that's true. They can store theirs in their little house. Which is an extra dimensional space, so that's
Right.
fair enough.
Okay. Right.
Celine says to the captain, if the ship gets into combat and I'm not immediately needed, or it's not immediately needed by me, consider my suit available to a Marine, she says.
She says, I'm going to assign you to the Marine Corps as a medic. She
Yeah.
says.
Avalana, she says. That makes sense. Smiles.
She says you'll be training with them from now on.
Yes, ma'am. She's like, oh god, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. Because she's nowhere near the combatants they are.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be a combatant.
And once that's all sorted out, I guess we'll carry on to go back to the Leafy Bow.
Yep.
In the meantime, Alisander's like, I do believe that you're to come with me, she says. Or he says, midshipman.
Yes, Lieutenant. Yep. The rest of you go off to the Leafy Bough.
Okay, party time. Madrimlian's one drink.
Yeah.
Party down.
It's true. It's all he ever drinks is one drink.
Yep, puts one drink in front of him and sips at it the whole time. It's a character thing that's existed before Brianna was playing the character.
Playing the character, yes.
Oh, hydrate. Thank you.
Okay, and that's where we'll put it up.
Yeah,
We'll start
hydrate.
here. We'll start here.
Next time.
Next time at the Leafy Bough.
It says I've still got 1 minute left to the raffle, though. But,
Thank you, True Undead Heron. True Undead Hero.
Yeah,
It says Aaron is that you are awesome.
Thank you. Well, we
Thanks
have fun
for
with this
listening in,
game.
everyone.
Yep. Get it on
Yeah.
the raffle now. It's your last chance. I'm going to end it here pretty quick, because... And then we'll draw!
I will apologize for the out-of-game experience. I went full Navy float.
That was great, man.
Yeah, it was. It was great.
That
Thank you
was
for
That was
an awesome
perfect.
recovery.
That was perfect for the character.
I would argue for some kind of bonus to Chris
Yeah.
tonight for excellent role play. Since we're not doing experience bonuses, this will either have to be like skills or items or something.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a +1 on your armor there, Chris. I don't think that it's you don't have magical armor, do you?
Yeah, I bought a +1 Mithril chain shirt before.
Okay, I'm gonna raise it to +1.
Maybe just a bonus point to, I don't know, date just because I.
How about give him a free intimidate score?
Yeah, I'll give you a free rank in Intimidate.
That works.
A Trinidad Hero says, "Hey Sable, will you ever do a Weird West campaign? And if you do, can I be an NPC in it?" Hell no. If I ever do a Weird West campaign on this channel, you can play.
You can play in it, yeah.
It will be fun. Alright, we're going to draw the raffle now.
Raffle, banana,
Pick
fan,
the winner! Walking Dead Lover wins. I don't believe they're still here in the chat, but that's okay, because I know that they'll be back around. I think they're on my server. So, excellent. Congratulations. Let me know which story you want.
Right.
Yeah.
And I will, I'll make sure I get that to you. Alright, so here's my usual invite to our server, our Discord server, if you'd like to take part. Just as soon as I get back to the window, there it is. Right, channel announcements. Next time we'll be streaming will be Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time to 4 p.m. Pacific time. That's my Diane Writes stream. We'll be doing more writing for Camp Nano and for World Anvil Summer Camp. Right? And then on Sunday, we're going to have thanks to a community challenge, which people contributed to, and thank you all for that. Right? We will be we'll be doing a feedback stream, right? Send me your stuff, like links in the chat, either up to 2,000 words is what I'll review. So you can send me your novel link if you want, but I'm only going to review 2,000 words of it, right? So to make sure everybody gets a turn, right? And we will do feedback on that day, whether for your writing or for your article designs for World Anvil or whatever. And that is what we will do that day. Yes, okay, fair enough. Alright, thanks everyone for joining us. And it's time to roll credits. Which means... music.
Music. 1 second while I fire up music.
Well, thanks for joining us in the stream tonight, guys. We'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Toy Soldiers Old School is game mastered by Aaron Ree, based on the Toy Soldier Saga universe created by Diane Morrison. Audio is provided by TeamSpeak. Sound effects and ambience provided by Sirenscape. Music provided by White Sand. Check out his Patreon at patreon.com/whitesand. Mapping software provided by Campaign Cartographer 3 Plus and World Spinner with adaptations in Adobe Photoshop. Gaming software provided by Fantasy Grounds, Hero Lab, and World Anvil. Check out our campaign at www.worldanvil.com/w/Toy Soldiers Saga. Distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution License, the Toy Soldiers Saga is copyright 1995 by Diane Morrison, all rights reserved. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we'll see you again soon. Have a great evening, day, or morning, wherever you are.